Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, to AK Coding. Today is the second day of learning HTML. Today's topic is about HTML text and formatting. This is our title. If you haven't watched our first video, you can go back to our playlist and then you can watch it. So today, as I mentioned before, is about text and formatting. We'll talk about this and what is text, and in formatting how we will write codes in HTML. So what are tags in HTML? HTML text tags are used to define and format text content on web pages. So we use texts for formatting our web page, and also, as I mentioned in my first video, which the tags that I taught you about, h1 to h6 and the paragraph tag. And in HTML we have two types of tags. The first tag is called opening tag only, and the second tag is opening and closing tags. These tags help structure your content and make it readable and accessible all over the page. So there are essential tags we use for formatting, and they are essential for organizing information and making your website visually appealing. So what are common tags we are going to learn in this video? The first our tag is that we used in our first video, which was like h1 and until h6 one. So the next tag we use in this video, p, which is paragraph tag, and the next one, in order to format our text and emphasize the importance of the text, the tag is named strong. So let's see how we can use on our Visual Studio Code. And also we have other tags we're going to learn, which is EM, which stands for in order to italize our text, to emphasize it. So we have headings in HTML. What are headings? Headings, as I said before, which are h1 to h6 tags, and we used for them in order to give a title, or subtitle, and mostly we use h1 for big titles, and h6 is the smallest and h1 is the biggest one, and it represents the most important heading usually in the page title, and h6 is the least important heading. And headings help to organize content and are important for SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. Mostly developers use h1 for main title, and h2 for subheading, and h3 for subheading. So we have paragraphs, which is p, and p defines a paragraph. A paragraph automatically adds space before and after the text, like we used in our first video. And we can use it to separate blocks of text and make your content more readable. P, this is a paragraph, which typically used for blocks of text. As you can see here, this is the opening tag and this is the closing tag. The difference between them, as you can see, we have a slash before our P letter. And P mostly goes for texting, like paragraphs only, as it's mentioned. And we have bold and italic text for formatting the texts, which are strong and EM. So let's look at our VS Code and we will write some codes. So this was our first video that we used this file, and instead of this we are going to open a new one. So we done this. So we'll open a new file which is called lesson2.html, and here, in order to make a basic document structure of HTML, as I taught in the first video, which was embed abbreviation. So we have the basic data structure, and now we are going to write our code in order to format our texts, so we can create small Wikipedia. So we can go to Google and we can search, for example, Wiki or Wikipedia. And this is the Wikipedia. So we can go any Wikipedias, for example, we can say USA Wikipedia. And in Wikipedia you can see there are lots of texts, as mentioned, and I will explain step by step. As you can see, this is the web page, and there are texts. The first text, as you can see, United States, which stands for H1 because it's a main heading and it refers all the text about the United States. And the second thing is we have like paragraphs. You can see the first paragraph, this is the second paragraph, and this is the third paragraph, right? And we write our texts inside of this paragraph. And as you can see in our paragraph, we have like kind of bold texts and also like the color, which is blue texts. And we have somewhere we can find like italic texts, which is this. So let's create in our Visual Studio Code them. So we can take this copy, United States, and we can write H1 heading, and we can copy this here. And in order to see our result, and in order to execute the code, we have to open this file in our live server. And as you can see, we have United States. And the next thing we have to do, for example, we can get this one, and we can give it with small paragraph, or instead of this, we can use H5, right? And when we copy and paste it, as you can see, we have this text. I think H5 is more smaller, so instead of using 5, we use 4 in order to make bigger. So we have a bit bigger. So the next thing is italic text. So we can use this as I or EM. EM, as I said before, emphasize text. And when we copy and paste inside of this tag, we can see our text. And the third thing, our paragraph. So we can copy and we can put it on our Visual Studio Code. So that's all. So we learned about them, but one of the basic thing that I want to teach also, which is the tag stands for strong. So how I can make the United States of America USA, this text, strong. In order to do this, after the letter, I mean the word, I need to write strong, and Visual Studio Code is suggesting to me this tag, and I will press just enter button, and then I will just copy this. So we can copy this. And as you can see, our United States of America now is in strong font. So we have learned today about H1 to H6 and about paragraphs, how to create them, and bold text with strong and italic, which is M. And so I can tell you, in order to make some practice for you, go to any kind of Wikipedia or website and try to create this kind of, like, using these tags, which are H1, paragraph, emphasize, and strong tags, and try to create a simple web page. Thank you for today.